Here we go. Back streaming development of Black Powder. And I managed to build the level without it crashing the computer, which I don't know why it did earlier, but I had 3 crashes in a row. Couldn't figure it out, but somehow they've stopped, so can't complain about that. So here we are. I do not know why this menu takes so long to load. I've done something to it, but it's the way it goes with this. I don't really know what I'm doing, so I get stuff breaking in weird ways. I think next I want to be able to build a campfire. I'd like to be able to go fishing. I think that would be nice, right? Wouldn't be able to fish in here. This is just shallow. Might be I don't know what would be in the shallows like this. Maybe it's a tidal pool. Maybe you could find oysters or something. But out in the water, there should be schools of fish or something like that. I have to think about how to do that. 22 frames a second, blazing fast. Okay. You know, I may as well take the barrel with me. Equip some clothing, black powder. Definitely want an axe. Cartridge pouch. All right, so getting to the point where we can get pretty well geared up. Oh, here's another thing I want to do. I want to separate fresh food from preserved food. And preserved stuff should go here in the smokehouse, and fresh should go in the dairies. So I think I don't really have anything that I can do with the shovel yet. That's going to be for some resources, but not sure which ones. We have a tent? Yeah, cool. Oh, that's another thing. The tent I want to make. Hello? Yes? Are you here to help? Okay. I want to make it so you need. Oh, so you can. When you build the tent, you should have 3 palings and 13 tent stakes. I mean, depending on the tent, but you should have to have the stakes and stuff to do it. Unless I just change the initial recipe to, you know, the tent kit contains everything you need. But then it's really kind of big and unwieldy to carry. This way you just carry the linen and maybe the stakes, and you can make tent poles when you get to wherever you want to camp. I mean, as it is now, you just take it and oh, what am I required? What does it need? Oh, maybe I already set it, so you have to have these items. Okay, well. I might have already done that. Let's set up a shovel to freeze. Oh, and I need to adjust the ground check on there. Ground component check so it doesn't fly in the air like that. There you go. Right? sir. What's up, buddy? You here to help? There you go. Good boy. Come here. Okay, so let's put this barrel over here by the tent. I guess I could put it inside, right? Yeah, you can. Now there's another thing. I can't pick up the barrels. I need to make it so that so I can, if it's empty, I can pick it back up. All right, let's go get, I guess, if I get some wood, I can make tent stakes, and then maybe it is. Maybe it's palings and tent stakes. So I've got a log, 2 logs. So, resources. So let's make palings and then okay, that might be enough. Let's see. Put that away and there you go. Okay, so that was the problem. Why is it like I need these things to set it up, but it doesn't consume them? I think I know. Let me make a note. I've got a little scratch pad here where I make my to-do list, and I think it's not taking those parts because they're not common tent. It's not removing required items because there are 2 sections. There's one that is the things required, and then there's a second one where it's the cost. I mean, it's the item cost. So I think what's going on is I haven't properly set it up so that it so that it takes those items out. I had a similar problem the other day with a backpack or something, and I did fix it. So I'm pretty sure I can figure this out too. Nothing else, I'll do trial and error until it works. The other day was the backpack or something. Okay, so starting to build up a nice little camp, and this is just all right. I'm gonna get a cup of coffee, and I'll be back in a minute, and then I'll fix the tent so that it takes the required items when I build. Yes, dear. What is it? Okay, come here. Be right back. All right. So here we go. What's the first thing? I think I'm just going to do it as they show up. Let's just do that for a while. I'll just be kind of responsive to. So let's fix the tent not removing the required items. Well, I watched the video about this last night. So let's see. It's not this one. It's the tent, adding furniture. And he does explain in here.
Are these images reminding you of something?
Yes.
Do your earphones play at a very low?
Things I want to mention. The first thing is because we duplicated.
Let's go to where he.
So it will
describes
check
the
10
cost.
centimeters down.
I also need to do the ground check.
You don't have to do
components
this. You
for,
can just have one. You may have a smaller build
what
part
do
and
you
you
call it?
literally
The
just
show
want
and
it to have
freeze.
one. That's completely fine. Or you,
Yeah, I know.
when you want to add a box.
Thank you.
But you know. But here is where you would change your storage settings for. And we're just going to fill out the information here quickly. So the name will be 10.
This is build part
I'm going to
list.
leave
Yeah.
description as blank because we don't really need it for this. Now our type must be set to furniture. This is really important. Then we can set the build parts max health, whether or not it can take damage, if it requires a grid or not. Because this is furniture, I would recommend keeping this disabled. You basically make the build part ignore the floor collision. Usually you shouldn't need to have this on, but if you're having some problems with your ground causing collision, blocking the placement, you can try enabling this. You can enable whether or not the build part can rotate. There's an arrow, a rotation arrow that points towards the front of the mesh, so players can see which direction they're placing it in. You can enable that here. You can set how much the
the part
build
I'm
part is
interested here,
rotated
the
by
item cost.
here. Blueprint class we're actually going to set to our 10. So
Let me double check that that's set properly. Blueprint class, BB10 common. Yeah. So now we're into item cost. What I want is for the tent, to place the tent, it requires the tent that's made plus tent poles.
set that to tent. I'm actually going to enable rotation as well. Then we have item cost and override item cost. Now here, what I recommend doing is if you want your tent to say cost I don't know, 10 fabric and 5 rocks, then I would recommend adding that to the item cost. But if you have an item tent, a tent item like we just created in the item list,
Which
I'd
is what I
recommend
have.
adding that to the override item cost.
Okay.
So they're kind of the
Why?
differences. So because we're using a tent item, I'm going to add that to the tent item cost. You can have both set as well. That's completely up to you.
I do, but
just
that
for
doesn't
this, I'm
work.
just going to use the tent item we created. So we're going to search for my master item list, and we'll set this to tent, like that. And we only want it to use 1, so I'm just going to leave the amount to 1. Build.
Let me check that now. All right, so tent common. Now I have it set in the item cost and the override item cost. Quantity's all 1. When I take it out of item cost, let's see, I'll just do override. So it's, I need the common part tent, I need wood paling. All right, let's save, play, and see what happens. I'm just gonna put these in the world so I don't have to go scavenge for them. Oh, no, that's not what I want. What I want is the world item. That is the kit. It's basically just 30 yards of linen sewed up. Camp. Tent common. And a paling, right? And let's bring this backpack over here so I don't have to walk too far. All right. Well, save all. Let's try it. So I have a tent. I have a paling. Now, place. And it still doesn't take the damn paling out of my backpack. Why is that? I mean, it takes the... well, let's try it the other direction. Let's take them out of override and just have them in... okay, so instead of in override, let's put them just in the item cost, which is, so here and here. Let's do, is it master item list? Yeah. All right, let's try it this way. And common, all right, now we need master item list. And now, paling, is it, wait. I mean, maybe the problem is that I have, no, I don't. I do just have one type of paling, so, all right. And now let's take it out of override. All right, let's go. Hope this works. Somehow I doubt it will, but it's all right, we'll figure it out. Okay, so now I can place my tent. Okay, and tent works, right? Great. And it didn't take the damn paling out of my backpack. Why is that? Why doesn't it cost? It costs this, it took that out, but why not this? I Do not know. Well, not sure. Let me try this. Let me just have. What if I just have the paling? I mean, I wonder, if I can just put any random item down and have that turn into the tent. All I want to do is get that paling to be taken out when I set up the tent. And maybe it's something to do with the paling. I'll try it this way, and then I'll try the, maybe some other item. And then it took, okay, that's weird. It took the paling. So maybe the extra item, that's really strange. Right? It took it out. It took the paling out. Now it didn't take the tent out, so maybe the tent goes into the, oh, it's so weird. Maybe they go in separate areas. Let's try that. Okay, so item cost, it cost 1 paling. How about the override cost? What if I put, because I've tried it with both in each section. That didn't do it. I tried them with both in only item cost and then both only in override cost. What if I split it up? I put the tent here. Let's try this. Okay, common tent and paling. Place the tent. And the damn paling is still there. Huh. Oh man, I do not understand this. I don't get it. Let me watch that again.
An item tent, if you want your tent to say cost, I don't know, 10 fabric and 5 rocks, then I would recommend adding that to the item cost. But if you have an item tent, a tent item like we just created in the item list, I'd recommend adding that to the override item cost. So they're kind of the differences. So because we're using a tent item, I'm going to add that to the tent item cost. You can have both set as well. That's completely up to you. But just for this, I'm just going to use the tent item we created. So we're going to search for my master item list. And we'll set this to tent. Like that. And we only want it to use 1, so I'm just going to leave the amount to 1. Build menu icon on. This is for the...
All right, let me take a look at the item list. Now, I thought I had it set up. Doesn't make sense to me. Why can't I get it to cost that? For some reason, it only wants to remove one of the two required items. I mean, it's almost like a crafting thing, but when I have it in the override item cost, then it removes the tent part. But I want it to require like an extra. I mean, I suppose it doesn't have to. Do I have that on any of the other ones yet? No. Right? I mean, they're all right, I'm going to come back to this. Let's see. They're all in override cost, right? Item cost is nothing for any of these. So I think what I'm going to have to do in order to do that is either build that cost into, yeah, I'm just going to take that out. Where's the, that's a paling. Yeah, let's just clear that. Okay, right. So now all you have to have is the folded tent. We'll assume that all the other parts are with it. Bill of Arms, is that the same? Nope, it's, all right, let's try it now. I still don't know how to get that to work, but what I'd like to do, I think, is have it so you set up the basic kit and then add the linen and the tent poles and stuff to it. So equip, pick up. Now we should be able to place this just like that, right? And it's taking it out of the backpack, and I can open it up. I can put stuff in it. All right, great. There's a bale. Same thing, right? Doesn't require anything to place it. I can just set it on the ground, and then I can open it and put things in it. Now these, I have to figure out how to get it so I can pick them up. Don't know what to do about that yet. All right. Anyhow, so I got that part working. You know, there's something I could do right now is fresh food versus preserved food spawners. Why don't I do that? Let's go to, these are done. Now, build part details. I wonder, no, I'm not gonna mess with that. Let's just do that. Let's go to the spawners. No, back to items. I need the item spawner list. I need to create also. Let's go to that I'm not messing with here. That's already set. Inventory actions, no. Recipe category, right? I think the I'm guessing the spawners are taking information from the recipe category. In fact, let me take a look at them. So I've got it open. Let's go to items, right? Item spawner list. And then let's just pick this one. Spawner type. Yeah. So it's reading from, so I suppose I could, if I edit this spawner list. Huh, yeah, see? Okay. So I could change this. I could have a dedicated spawner category and then keep the recipes in the crafting list separate from the spawners. I'm not going to do that right now, but I think this is very good to know. So what I want to do is create two categories. I'll have food just as a general catch-all, but I'm going to add fresh food and preserved food. So let's say, oh, you know what? Why don't we just say here, food, fresh, and then let's say dried. How about that? Fresh and dried. Save. So now, this is the item. So yeah, so apples are fresh food. In fact, give me all food types. Food. So apple. Ship's biscuit. That's dried. That way, I can put fresh food spawning in the dairies and dried food spawning in the smokehouse. How about that? Let's say beans. We'll call that dried. Berries. Cooked meat. Stew. Raw. Yeah. Preserved, obviously, is dried. Banana is fresh. Bread. Let's call that fresh. Butter. Fresh. Cabbage. Turtle eggs. Cooked fish. Fresh. Raw. Preserved. Yeah, let's just do that. And then then you can set up a drying rack or get salt, because I already have salt that spawns, and we can set up a food preservation system. Cooked, yeah, anything that could spoil, basically. Dried. Kaja, that's something like spinach, I think, right? Clue, that's fresh. That's mixed with what is that? It's rice mixed with something. Lime, manioc flour, that'll be dried. Manioc raw is fresh. Oil. I don't know, do we count oil as fresh or dry? Because it's not going to go bad, is it? I guess we'll call it oil. Palm cabbage. I think I've got a duplicate here. I think the cabbage that's up here is the same as this stuff. It's the swamp cabbage, or hearts of palm as they call it. Hey you, what's up? Come here. You gonna help me code? You gonna help me muddle through my list? Okay. We'll call those fresh for now. I don't need to autosave them in the middle of something. Palm wine. Yeah, we'll call fresh. Papaya, pepper, let's call that dried. Plantain, prickly pear, rice, dried. Rice cooked then would be fresh. Salt, yes dear, what is it? Do you want to go out? Excuse me for just a moment. So cooked yams, that's fresh, raw, right? I mean, that can, if it's not preserved, so the dried, I'm just counting as preserved. So now save, and now I want to create under spawners. Let's duplicate this first. Food fresh spawner. You going to open? Thank you. Food fresh. Okay, great. And I think that's all set up. Yeah, I don't have to do anything to that. Okay, so let's duplicate it, make it for dried. Now change this to dried. It's really preserved, but we'll keep it simple and short. Okay. That should do it, right? So now in here should be, this should just be dried foods. I need to slow this camera down. Oh, how about this? Let's just do 1. Is that a little better? Still pretty fast. There we go. Okay, so here, VP food spawner, spawner 1. I need to go to that blueprint. I'm going to change these so they are just for dried foods. Viewport, right? So here, food spawner 1 should be there. And this will be so they're hanging from the ceiling, the hams and stuff. Okay, food fresh, no. All right, and in fact, let's Control V. Let's put another one down here. Just have something on the floor in the corner. Maybe I'll put it inside the door, so if you don't look too carefully, you might miss it. Okay, good. Compile. Save. All right, so let's do the same for the where are my buildings? What I need are the dairies, right? What's going on here? I don't need. For some reason, why is my mouse, why can't I navigate? I mean, the mouse is working, right? It is working. Why wasn't it working in the viewport? Preserved meat, raw rice, good. Manioc flour, perfect. So that is exactly what I wanted. Now these probably have nothing in them. Well, they do. No, oh, it automatically changed it, right? So it's automatically. Good, I don't even need to change those. Wunderbar. All right, good. Lovely. I like that. So now, well, now what? I don't know. Equip. Max. There you go. You got plenty of storage. Okay. Happy. Okay. Good. Well, now what? I've got the food sorted out, so you can have dried food and fresh food spawning in different places. I guess I should just go down my list here. Let's. Okay, I did that. Where's my pen? Let me start crossing things off my list. I think that's something else for later. Tinder model and icon. Particle effects. Palmetto trunk stays when fronds are collected. That's a big one. And that's the same as the tree trunk. When I cut a tree down, I want the stump to remain. You just have the trunk fall over, and then you can harvest wood from that fallen tree, rather than getting it as you chop the tree. Craft backpack twine net. Done. Model of Spanish bayonet. I don't have that yet. Dropped items should fall space randomly. I don't have that either. Outbuilding doors. I think I actually did those. So that one's done too. Dude, I'm finding these little little scratchings all over, scratch paper all over my desk. Almost incomprehensible scribbles on them, but they are coherent to me. And we got a pile of them that are done. That's pretty nice. And the game is starting to work like a game. It's starting to be fun. Common 10, not removing required items. I did that too. Well, wasn't really the solution I wanted yet, but I did fix it. So these two go here. I need fresh paper. I've got more lists to make now. Wow, yeah, there's yet another completed list. All right, so give me a blank sheet and start a new one. I think maybe I want to go on YouTube and see if anybody's come up with a way to do fishing. Like how would I do it? How about that? Why don't I think that through for a bit? How would I do fishing? Load game. I want to go to my little beach camp. I don't like this taking so damn long to load, though. I don't understand that. All right, so when I'm down here, I want to be able to go fishing. How do I do that? I'll need a fishing pole, which I can make, right? Say a string, or twine plus a stick plus a hook. I guess I could use a shell, piece of shell or bone or something for a hook. Piece of wire maybe. Anyway, so you can make a fishing pole, get some bait, and then throw your line into the water. The question is, how do you get fish to attach? Would it be like one of these resources where you just go up to it and collect it? Or is there a random, it should be a random chance every so often of catching a fish. Let's see. I think I am. I'm going to look at. I think I'm going to look at YouTube and see. Somebody must have come up with something. There's so many really clever tutorials out there, and guys come up with these kind of awesome ways of doing things, and they spend 20 minutes or however long explaining it step by step how to do it. It's one of the things I love about this engine. There's so many people using it who are really generous with their time. All right, I'm going to pour a cup of coffee, and then we're going to dig in and explore what kind of tutorials might exist and see if I can implement fishing or a campfire or something. I don't know. I may get frustrated after 10 minutes and switch over to something else. I do want a campfire, but there's not really a point in having a campfire for warmth because it doesn't really get cold. I guess to dry clothing off, but really for cooking food. And in order to do that, I really need to cook or catch food. So I'll be back in a moment. I'm going to pour a cup of coffee, and I'll see you then. All right, so here we go. Let's take a look at YouTube and see if some brilliant dude has put up a tutorial on how to go fishing in Unreal. We're at YouTube. How about Unreal Engine 5 fishing? Let's see. What's this? I don't need that on here. Game dev makes fishing mechanics. No, I don't need a news report. I need a tutorial. Student project. All right, let's take a look and see what they did. Or he did. Yeah, a
I don't have to
tutorial.
worry
That's what
about
I'm after.
trying to be organized. The remarkable
Great.
is
I'm glad that you-
organizing for
I'm
me.
so glad you don't have to try to be organized. So far, so good. He's got a fishing pole and he's got water. Okay, nice cast. Are those fish moving around in the water? They are. It looks like an angelfish. That's kind of cool. Oh, he actually, so the fish actually, he goes and hits, it's not an angelfish. The fish actually goes and hits the, hits the bait too. Check that out. All right, that's cool. That's a nice touch, the sound of the reel. I can see the fish down there, and there it goes. Starts to run, pulls it. That's pretty cool. I don't even need it that fancy. I just want to know how he did it. Inventory. Okay, so you got hands. Drop. All right, that's cool. Neat demonstration. DCS merge, RPG fishing asset, with dynamic combat system. I'm not doing either of those. Water system, no. How to use your own fish models. Okay, maybe. Let's try this. Fishing tutorial. Let's see if there's anything about that. No, there's not. All right, so how to add swimming fish. Okay, maybe. Fishing and fish demonstration. Okay, so it's starting to look like anybody who has invented one of these systems and gotten it to work has put it up for sale. Oh, you know what? I need this though for my sloops. I've got, I have a sailing vessel for the mod, and I want to be able. I'm going to save this. Let's see.
Hello, my name is Antonio Battini and I'm a 3D generalist in the Maritime Center of Excellence. And I've been working mostly on projects which include sea simulations
Save.
and ocean surfaces. I'm gonna show you how to create the following effect of the precise cutout
That's exactly
of
what
the
I
water
need.
surface from boats and ship
It's
hulls
gotta be able-
without
I have
extra
a,
cost on
I'm going to pause this. I see somebody's joined the stream, and just for fun, I'll show you the sloop I have, if I can find it. I don't have it working in here because I'm not using, I'm just using a water plane, and it doesn't have buoyancy set up yet, because I've just migrated everything over from, over to Unreal 5. But let's see here. Art sailing, sloop. And let's see here. Now I have one that floats, right? Well, I don't know. Anyway, here's the model. We can bring it in. Drop it down a little bit. And sails. So let me get the sloop. And it didn't even bother to stick around. Okay. Suit yourself. Copy. Sales. Now, did I just have... Wait, or rigging. Hold on. What's in rigging? I thought I had a... since who that was just took off anyway, it didn't matter. Blueprints. Did I make a blueprint of this where it's... No, those are the sales that you can find for repairs. I'm gonna re-rig this whole thing because I had, oh, here it is. This is the one that's all set up. I don't even need this. So here we go. Buoyant sloop. Right, I mean, there's no buoyancy here, so I'm pretty sure. Let's hit play and see what happens, but this should just collapse to the ground. And there it goes. Yeah, and no... yeah, right, there's no buoyancy. I did, however, have it working in Unreal 4.27. So as soon as I'm able to figure out how to get this larger ocean to work on my computer, it's not Unreal's problem, it's my computer is very well, my graphics card is very old. And you know what, just for fun, let's put this in here. Right, this is this where I have my camp set up? I think it is. Yeah. I like this place. Let's put this down here. We'll just turn it around. Let's go up here where it's shallow. It'll just stay, right? And then let's turn it. As soon as I can figure out how to get a fast performing buoyancy, I'll be in good shape. I'll save all. I'm going to go ahead and put wind in if I can. Where's actor? Okay, so we got a wind directional source, and this is not the final one I'm going to use, but I'm going to do this just to start looking at whether this stuff is working. I'll save all. All right, let's run it and see what happens. Okay. There we are. That's it's a little higher than I thought I'd placed it. And I don't see any wind. Oh, maybe a little. Let's strengthen that. Oh, it's unloaded. Why is that unloaded? I'm really not... I don't get this, man. I do not understand how what do you call it? world partition system works. It seems that everything I put in doesn't work. Strength, speed, 1. Gust up to 2. And, all right, let's see if that does anything. Okay, now, oh, you know why? I need to disable physics. That's what's going on with this, because it's, this is a buoyant sloop. It floats in the water, but I don't know that I can actually do that in here. It floats in the water. I've been able to sail it before in Unreal 4.27, but I've not set it up for this. I don't know that it's going to work, but let's just see if I can get the wind working. I don't want to run all the way. Yeah, that's, I'm pretty sure that's what's happening. It's popping up out of the ground. Normally when I have it floating, I just have it spawn above the water and then it sinks into the water. But the pennant floats, the sails are moving. And this is the first time I've tested it in this new map, so it's kind of nice to see her again. Ain't she a beauty? All right, great. Yeah, she's moving. Ah, she's pretty.
project performance. For that purpose,
All right,
you
let's
won't
check
need
this out.
any other
So I
third-party
want to be able to
plugin,
mask my sloop
and we will be modifying the Unreal Engine's
you can go
water
below
plugin
decks in the
shader
sloop. This
for
would be
that
awesome.
trick. Let's create a new level and first check out in the
Is
project
this music
setting.
in?
You
Yeah.
have enabled
I can do without the
distance
music.
fields and the water plugin from the Unreal Engine.
All right, let's accelerate this. Generate mesh. Software ray tracing. Generate mesh distance fields. Okay.
For creating the water surface,
have
we need a
those.
landscape component, so I will create the simplest possible landscape.
All right, let's see. Let's see how to do this. I want that for my sloop.
Now I will add a water body ocean, zero it out, and move all the spline points to 0 as well, which will result in an infinite water
Oh.
surface.
Well, that.
In the content browser,
Hang on a minute. That alone was worth the price of admission. I did not know that you could zero out the spline.
be sure that
and
you
get rid of
enable
that
engine
island.
content.
Awesome.
In the content browser, be sure that you enable engine content, which will grant us access to water body ocean material, which is located under plugins, water content, materials, water surface. Open up the water material and under section masking, double click on the function water opacity, and
Okay.
we're good to go. This is the core of the water opacity, and here we won't destroy anything. Instead, I will add another functionality to the water shader itself by creating a static switch between existing and new masking feature.
Oh, brilliant.
So
Okay.
type static and select static switch parameter and give it a name. I'll call it distance field mask and connect it to the false input. We have to call another function, so type in distance to nearest surface.
Well, I don't know that this will work for multiple sloops.
Hold S
boats,
and click. Now we have another static parameter that will regulate the size of the mask and give it a default value of 500.
All right, let's skip ahead. I think I
Material.
got the general idea.
Fixed Z.
All right. I know that this exists.
To cut
so
out water out of the boat, then we will have to create a simple blueprint that will contain our boat mesh and boat volume shape for the cutout. Create a new blueprint, I will call it PP boat, and drag and drop both objects inside. It doesn't matter if your UV of the cutout part is correct, because it will be invisible in a moment. Let's throw this bad boy into the sea and under the inside part search for visibility and tick visible in scene captures. As you can see, the
Very
desired
cool.
effect is already working.
Oh, that's neat.
This
All
is
right.
the simplest possible way of cutting out
Great.
holes in the water surfaces, and it even works in the real time on moving objects.
Well, I'd
When
hope
you're
so.
using other methods like real-time capturing, there's a big chance of getting glitches in the water surface and reduced performance of the project. To a benefit to this technique, because the masking effect is following the shape of the mesh, so if we drop in a sphere, it will immediately create a hole in the circular shape. You can drop
Okay.
in as many objects as you wish, and they will create a mask for the ocean. Thank you for watching, and I believe that
Brilliant.
you learned
Thank you
how to mask out a
very
water
much.
surface.
Perfect. All right. It's not exactly what I was looking for now, but I need that later for the sloop, so. Anything on fishing? I don't think so. I think I'm going to have to invent that myself. Reference fishing? No. Something different. All right. Yeah, it looks like there's no tutorial on how to go fishing, so I'm going to have to do that myself. Meanwhile, all right, so back at camp, what are we going to do? What do I need next? Let me get my list. I mean, at this point, I did all the main things that I wanted to today. Hey, Ranger. What's up, dude? Come here. Hey, buddy. How are you? You gonna help? All right. Well, I don't know what to do next, because I think I should take the sloop out. I'm glad to see it. You know what? Let me try it again. I'm getting 22 frames a second. I'm going to drag a water body ocean in place of the existing water that I have. Why can't I see anything here? That's a little weird. I really... Yeah, I'm not digging this. Man, I need to... What I need to do, I think, is watch the tutorial on... oh, that's why. I need to watch the tutorial on... what do you call it? Let's hide that, and also... Where's the other water? Water body custom. Right. Alright, let's get rid of those. Let me see here. I need to... Give me a water body ocean. We'll see if this completely destroys my frame rate or not. Let's go to top. Man, I don't need you to update this stuff yet because I'm not done. Let's place it at 0. You know, it does need to be about 400 though, I think. I wish you would get off my screen there so I can see what I'm doing. I don't need you loading the terrain textures. I need to size this properly. It's really aggravating, man. Now you've frozen my... I don't need you preparing shaders. Just stop doing anything. Let me just work on this. Damn it. Yeah, and I'm just sitting here waiting for it to prepare shaders. Not something I need to do, because I'm modifying this, and when I'm done modifying it, it should be less intrusive. Whatever. All right. It's an aggravation, man. I'd like to just be able to interrupt the preparation of these shaders. All I want to do is work on this. No, it's not going to let me, is it? Location, rotation, and scale. All right, scale is there. Is there a sizing of it? Or is it just based on scale? Come on. Jeez, man. I'm not interested in anything about the... Wait a minute. That's the... Why is it changing the spline? I don't want the spline to do anything. I want to change just the ocean. And I can't do a damn thing while it's preparing shaders. I don't need you to do anything to the shaders. Leave them alone. I don't even need to look at them right now. All I want to do is get this sized properly and get it reduced in complexity. Are you kidding me? Come on. Damn, this is annoying. The water spline. Now, that's not the... Okay. It's really frustrating. All right, look, let's go perspective. Can we zoom in on this, please? Yep, and now you're just lagging the hell out of my computer. Great. And I don't even have it properly scaled. Delete it. So that was a waste. What the fuck is this? You sure you don't want to, recompile every shader again? Yeah, let's just keep it all tied up. Who knows what it's doing? Damn it, this is frustrating, man. I've got to get a better card. Oh, fuck off with the saving. Just get me the ability to move back in and reset this stuff. I hate uncancelable operations that start automatically like this. If I wanted to recompile all the shaders and do all this other crap before I was able to resize and simplify that shader, I would have done that. And here we are, still frozen. Can't do a damn thing. So, why is everything hidden? Oh, look, everything's back. Great. This is irritating as hell, man. Thank you. Okay, I don't know why this is so freaking laggy, but man, I'm going to restart. All right. No, don't save. I don't want any of this changed. Jeez. That's so dumb. What a waste.